All right, so we have the user admin to be able to create, also to be able to retrieve users. Let's take a look at real quick on how we can do some more improvements. For instance, here we have in the find all methods, find all users. Again, it is the controller who's talking to the database, to the server, right? It should not be so. So let's move this over to the service. Let's cut this out of the way here. And instead move it to this service. We'll declare find all users. Let's declare it right here. So it'll be something like function find all users. And there's our promise. And we can just make this a little prettier. This will be fetch. We can say then right here. And then just return that. Right, we can move that like that, something like that. Yeah. Plus, this will be self dot URL. Okay. And we're going to return that. Return this. And on this side, when we use the service, we're going to say user service dot find all users. Then, I think I have it here. There we go. Find. So the service is going to do the find, right? And then we're going to notify the render all users with that. Yes? Actually, this should have also been self. I think it was working because it's still hard-coded. The URL was there and it was hard-coded. Probably would have worked if we actually did the post. So the problem here is that if I use this here, it would assume that you are inside of this function, right? So this is now referring to this function, okay? So any variables that are declared locally on this function, this is referring to this instance, not the larger context, right? So that's why we make use of this. In the new versions of JavaScript, you don't have that issue. This behaves the way you would expect it, okay? Which is a nice touch. Yes. We will. Next week, we'll start doing that. I'm sorry, wait.
Why do we start with the old version? It's like outdated.
This is the most common version that is out there. All the new versions are not yet supported. You need to use libraries such as Babel to compile down to this version. Right? So Angular, all the new TS, TypeScript, all the new components, classes, all things like that, they all get compiled down to this version, right? So this is the most common supported JavaScript versions that there are out there, and you'll find yourself having to work in this space quite a bit. So the first week we touch on what's out there, the most there, and then we'll do the jump on the higher level abstractions such as TypeScript and the newer versions, ECMA 15 and so on and so forth. Okay, and then we'll do the rest. For the remainder of the semester. Also, for instance, we're using jQuery, right? Again, under all those infrastructures, they're using jQuery, right? And for 80 or 90% of the times, you won't have to use jQuery or JavaScript. But if you step outside of the boundaries of what they allow you to do, you'll have to find yourself implementing your own low-level JavaScript libraries yourself from like for instance, at the beginning, Angular wouldn't support things such as being able to drag things around. Then they added a library to do all those kinds of things. But you would have to implement that yourself, from scratch. And then you would have to be manipulating the DOM by hand. So you would have to fall back onto jQuery. Okay? All right, excellent. So we have find all. Let's see if we broke it. Okay, it worked. So we still have find all users working correctly. Excellent. So we've moved over create user and find all users over to the service. Let's play around with a couple more. Let's do a delete user. All right, see if we can remove some of the clutter that we have in there.